Welcome to SIGMETRICS. Tai and I had the honor to be the co-chairs for this year's technical program. So I would like to give you a summary. So we've put together an exciting technical program consisting of 55 papers. You can find the list of papers on the conference website. The videos are already available there, and links to the PDF will be available soon. We have organized the papers in 8 sessions on various topics listed here. And in addition, there is the live opening session that you are currently attending. To replicate, or at least try to replicate the conference experience, we have created a Slack workspace that is organized in channels. There are 8 channels corresponding to the sessions I list here, and there is a special channel for the opening session. There are additional channels for other purposes that I show on the top that the organizing committee is going to talk about. We strongly encourage you to participate in the Slack discussions. If you have not already registered, please do so. You will find the invitation link after you register on the conference website. And I'm also going to post the link on during the Zoom session on the chat. Let us know if you have problems registering for Slack. So the program was selected through a very thorough review process, which follows the so-called reference model that SIGMETRICS is following the last 3 years. There are 3 deadlines, one in summer, one in fall, one in winter. Each one has its own TPC meeting. This year they were all online. The decision mimicked the decisions during the journal review process. So there is accept with shepherding, which is the equivalent of minor revisions, one-shot revision, which is the equivalent of major revisions, and reject. The papers appeared in the SIGMETRICS proceedings and in the new ACF journal on POMAX. The review process is double blind, and most papers got at least 3 reviews and as high as 6 on a per need basis. The guideline we gave to the TPC committee was to accept worthy papers and decide without hard cutoff, without taking space considerations into account. The conference acceptance rate ended up being organically this way 20%, so we accepted 55 papers out of 279 submissions. As I said, the review process that I described has been adopted in SIGMETRICS in 2018. In 2019, the conference was combined with performance, and it was the first time that it was a dual-track conference. This year is going probably to be remembered for the COVID disruption. Despite that, we are fortunate to have the opportunity to have this online conference. And authors will have the option to present in person in Performance 2020 or SIGMETRICS 2021 if they choose. There are additional improvements that the executive committee is working on that they are in store for the upcoming SIGMETRICS conferences, and the chairs for 2021 are going to talk about it. So this evolution in the SIGMETRIC process, how has it affected the number of submissions and acceptance rates? So the numbers for this year, both the number of submissions and the acceptance rate is at par with the numbers in 2018. The number of submissions in 2019 was larger, probably because of the combination with performance. Compared to past conferences, 2017 or earlier, at that point the number of submissions was smaller and the acceptance rate was slightly smaller as well, which is a validation that SIGMETRICS has been expanding without significant compromise in quality. So, and with this historical perspective, I would like to pass to Tai, who's going to give us more details on and statistics specifically for this year's conference.
So, as Athina mentioned, the conference had 3 deadlines, and if we look at the acceptance number of papers accepted over the 3 deadlines, they were pretty consistent. But the number of papers submitted to the conference increased from summer to winter. And so the winter acceptance rate was lower. We think this is probably because some of the papers for the winter were rushed. One great innovation for the conference was this concept of a one-shot revisions. This was taken seriously by both the reviewers and the authors. Many of them who were given one-shot revisions did a very good job of revising the paper, and their papers were subsequently accepted at a different deadline. But there were also papers that were rejected. Click. We were also interested in looking at how the conference has evolved. First, we were curious whether the traditional systems and measurement papers have a different acceptance rate from papers in general. And we see that no, the acceptance rate were more or less the same. In terms of evolution, the one topic that is gaining traction is learning. The number of papers submitted is catching up to the traditional topics. The evolution of the conference also in terms of what counts as a metric. The traditional metrics were like response time and throughput, but now privacy is gaining importance as a performance metric, and it is privacy that has brought some of the blockchain papers to SIGMETRICS. Click. The blockchain, and you can see the blockchain and privacy as one of the session 6, and we have also dedicated session 7 and 8 to the traditional topics, and carved out one session 2 for learning itself. The SIGMETRICS is, although focused on performance, actually covers all of computer science, and so it has a very diverse range of expertise required for the program committee. So we have a large program committee of 80 members that had 2/3 overlap with last year's committee for consistency, to preserve the consistency. The committee members were also selected for geographical distribution, seniority, and balancing academia and industry. Great. We want to thank the PC committee for reviewing and shepherding the papers. It was a lot of hard work, especially under pressure from COVID. The executive committee also gave us a lot of help, and also the past TPC chairs, particularly Giuliano, Adam, and Nick. Berlin gave us a lot of help with Hot CRP and Slack, and Zhenhua was very efficient in transferring the papers from the TPC to the publication at ACM. Of course, we want to thank everyone who submitted papers, the authors who went through the very rigorous review process. After the winter deadline, we appointed a subcommittee of TPC members to select the best papers, and this was chaired by Jia Wang, and other members of the committee were Same, Daniel, Emilio, and Govind. The paper award committee picked from the best papers, from the shortlisted papers, a best paper on rateless codes with lead author from CMU, and is for its contribution to the design and application of rateless fountain codes and its analysis. For the best student paper, the committee awarded it to a paper from Emory University for proposing an offline algorithm for optimal cache placement and an efficient sampling-based evaluation for modern multi-level cache hierarchy. Now, these two papers are in sessions 7 and 8, and there are many other excellent papers at SIGMETRICS. The authors sent us some of their best papers over the last year. So you should go check out their abstracts and the videos.